I have just witnessed a master's class in passive aggressive parking. Walking up the street to my apartment, Manhattan. Woman is parked in a spot. She's moving bags of like groceries and snack drinks and things like that from the front of the car to the back of the car. She's got two kids in the back seat of the car. Now, second car pulls up behind her. Doesn't say a word. Obviously, she thinks the first car is leaving. Reasonable assumption. The woman in the first car continues to move her packages, one piece at a time, slowly, deliberately, intentionally taking her sweet ass time to move these 6 or 8 items, most of whom are in bags that she could have moved all at once. After she's finished with this, she goes and sits in the front seat of the car, passenger seat. The second car waits. We're at about 5 minutes now on this whole thing. I'm standing across the street in a little shady spot, just thoroughly entertained because I do love watching people try to park in this dumb city. After about 5-7 minutes, first woman gets out of the first car with a little portable vacuum cleaner and then proceeds to start vacuuming the car. The second driver is now 7-8 minutes into this whole thing, waiting for this spot, and you can see on their face that they are losing their goddamn mind, but are trying very, very hard to be cool. The first woman slowly vacuums, and after she finishes each quadrant of the car, she stops, walks to the front of the car, taps out the container on the vacuum, and then goes back to do the next section. We're now to about 10 minutes in. She takes all the kids out of the car, has them stand on the street corner while she vacuums the rest of the car. And it's around this time, and again, keep in mind, this first woman has said nothing to the second woman, and the second woman has said nothing to the first woman, and I am standing there grinning like an idiot. A guy comes out of a house, goes to the trunk of the car, grabs all the packages that the woman had moved, and she's put in the back, closed the hatch, walked back and sit in the front, when she could have just put them on the street, because this guy picks them all up, gathers them together, and walks off down the street with them. The first woman puts her kids back in the car, finishes her vacuums, and goes back up to sit in the front passenger seat of the car. Second car is now seething because it has been 10, 12 minutes that this has been going on. Clearly, at any time, someone could have said something to someone about this because it was getting ridiculous and it was really fucking entertaining. And here's the thing. I, who had just walked up the street, knew for a fact that there was indeed an open parking spot about 50 feet down the street just out of sight of that second car. And I, at any time, could have walked up to that second car and said, hey, there's a spot right down the street. I didn't do this because fuck you for driving a car in Manhattan. And that, friends, is a PhD level of passive aggressiveness. I fucking love this city.